What is up, everybody? Welcome into episode 41 of the Brahma Bullpen. Not a winning Monday. So, unfortunately, we're not coming at this winning Monday. Hopefully, you guys have something to let a little steam off to. I'm in a bar. I don't know if you've been able to tell, but, I used to broadcast literally from the cow pasture. Now I've finished building my house. I have a nice little man cave here. Got a bar set up over this side over here. And we're getting some decorations in here, so watch for more improvements. But that's pretty much the only good news I got from down here in the cow pasture. Let's pop up these scores. Before we go any further, obviously this is episode 41. This is our week 6 review episode on behalf of the United Football Media Group. We're going to have a week 7 preview come later. But right now, this is past weekend's game. We'll just start at the top, come down. Panthers, Renegades, 28-27. I feel so bad for Arlington. I believe the saying is snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. I don't know really how else to what are the terminology I would use for that. Everything they can do to win the game, and then somehow at the end of the game still find a way of losing the game. 28-27. They had the lead by 1 point with like less than a minute to go. They kicked the ball off, and of course the Panthers have this amazing kickoff return to put themselves in field goal range. That's the second time that's happened this year to Renegade. So my heart goes out to you, Renegade fam. There's just nothing you can say bad. I feel bad for them. And then the defenders, Brahmas, 18-12. The Brahmas, shocker, another one-score ball game, another defensive struggle. There's just nothing else to say about that. We'll get into the stats and highlights of that later. Stallion Showboats, the score actually looks closer than what it is, 39-21. That's a pretty damn it doesn't look to be that big of a differential, but the game felt like a much bigger blowout than that. And then Battlehawks Roughnecks, 22-8. It really didn't feel like the Roughnecks stood much of a chance in that game. So that brings us to our standings for the season. The XFL side, of course, you got St. Louis still up there at top, 5-1. You got the Brahmas with the tiebreaker, 4-2. DC Defenders, 3-3. It's pretty interesting to see what happens between San Antonio and DC. There's definitely the playoff race there. And then, of course, Arlington 0-6. I think the story is they're not technically eliminated yet, but come on, let's be real. They're not going to win out. They still got to play San Antonio and DC again each, this time in the Dome and this time in DC. So let's just get that out of the way. Birmingham 6-0, fastest team in the history of UFL, spring football, USFL, conglomerate we got going on to clinch a playoff. So congratulations to the Ponies. Obviously, best team in the league. Panthers 4-2 now in second place, even with the Brahmas. A lot of people have the Brahmas, power rankings a little lower than the Panthers, even though the Brahmas beat the Panthers. So I don't know, maybe a little bias there. Maybe it's because the Brahmas look bad this weekend. Who knows? Memphis Showboats and Houston Roughnecks, obviously bringing up the rear, so to speak. So there's your standings. Let's get into some of the stats of the game. I'm going to just go out on a limb and jump down to the fourth stat I got listed here and say only passing for 79 yards is the freaking reason we lost. You go out, first pass of the game, throw into double coverage. By the time the ball got there, it was actually like triple coverage. Boom, INT, set the tone for the whole game. Completely just set the tone for the whole game. We'll get into that a little further on. Rushing attack was awesome as it was last week. Last week we had 191 total rushing yards. This week we had 200 total yards rushing. A lot of that was on the back of John Lovett. We got those stats coming up later. But go back up to the scoring. 1 touchdown to their 2 touchdowns. We went 2 for 2 field goals. They went 2 for 3 on field goals. Pretty adequate comparison. 62% completion percentage for Dormady. 64% completion percentage for Jordan Ta'amu. All that means is they both, I don't know if they both struggled. They both didn't do good. DC only passed for 179 yards. Third down conversion, we went 5 of 12. They went 2 of 15. Red zone, we went 1 of 2. They went 2 of 3. And then we had the most penalties, 7 for 45. I'll tell you, we got an offensive pass interference penalty in, our own end zone at one point. And I just, for the life of me, I still don't even understand how you make that call. But, talking about the DC and San Antonio game, why was this game so important? Well, let's pull it up and look. So we kind of popped these up last week. I redid them. Maybe they're easier to read, hopefully. But if you look at the wins and losses in blue, those are conference wins and losses. The blue circles are conference games left. So if you look at the Brahmas are 2-2 in conference. The DC Defenders are also 2-2 in conference. We have the tiebreaker at the moment. Puts us right there, I believe. I think the third tiebreaker is after overall win percentage is strength of schedule, strength of victories. So I think right now the Brahmas have the tiebreaker. I could be wrong on that, but everything that I saw league-wise up until the point of recording this, that something might change tomorrow. This is, we're recording this Sunday night, so something might change where they reshift the standings. But right now, this is what I was able to find online. And the reason why it's important is you look at the games we got left. We got Week 8 for DC Defenders are going to St. Louis, and then Week 10 they're home versus Arlington. If you look at the Brahma schedule, Week 8 we are home versus Arlington, and then we're going to St. Louis, and we are both 2-2 in conference. So basically, we need to win both of our conference games, and DC needs to lose one, or we're going to get into this crazy tiebreaker scenario. We have the toughest schedule left because we have Birmingham, where DC's already played Birmingham, which is why the Brahmas have won one more game. The Brahmas are 4-2, and DC is 3-3. So these next few weeks are going to be crucial to making the playoffs. Stay tuned. Nothing has been decided, right? So what a great close battle we got there. Coming up, this is going to be to the wire. There's definitely going to be some type of tiebreaker scenario here. I don't think any of the teams going to just kind of run away with it. The Brahmas may have a liability at quarterback, and I think that DC has had a liability at quarterback, but their liability is lessening while it appears our liability is growing, right? So we started off with Chase Garbers. He played great, led the league in touchdown passes and completion percentage until he got hurt. Dormady comes in, goes lights out his first game, then the last two games. Jordan Saamu hasn't been doing great all year, but they seem to be figuring something out, getting on the upswing there. They're able to get their running game going, which is helping them. It's like the Brahmas went from a air raid offense, A.J. Smith air raid offense, to a ground and pound. And what's the thing that changed? I know we've got some injuries on the O-line, but the O-line's actually been playing great. So what changed? It's quarterback. There you go. Quarterback changed, and now we're a ground and pound game? I mean, we're a ground and pound team? What the heck is that all about, dude? Throw the damn ball. 79 yards passing. And when we do throw the ball, stuff like this happens. Let's watch some highlights.
UFL has got over 300 yards and a couple of scores.
First pass. And
triple coverage. Cornerback comes off the coverage. Reads the quarterback eyes. You got three guys there. Then we can't get him down. First pass of the game. 14 minutes. Still in the first quarter.
But the interception should count.
And when you're going to get a corner route behind, what you've got to do as a corner is be able to fall back into the lap.
I mean, it's a great catch by a cornerback. I'm not taking nothing from that guy.
Is able to do that. He baits the quarterback into
what are we going to do?
Deep,
I mean, someone's at fault. Bad throw. That's all there is to it.
Who's right?
Now we got Lovett. Definitely the best player for the Brahmas on the field.
San Antonio with the ball for the second time. No score so far.
So we stopped them when we got the ball back.
Here's John
and then Lovett began his domination.
The 5-yard line. Ball came out. And a win today would keep them tied with St. Louis atop the USFL conference.
Watch this. Boom. There's a good throw. Right? One of like two he had for the day. 4th and goal. Look at us.
Love it, hit in the backfield. Doesn't even make it back to the line of scrimmage. Huge play.
Now, let me ask you why you're going for it there in the first quarter. I know it's been our MO, right? We've been aggressive all year. Man, take the points. But, you know, it is what it is. I understand. I'm not questioning the coaches. Obviously, I'm just some armchair YouTube United Football Media guy here. But, man, first quarter, I would personally like to see us take some points. Then again, if he gets in, I'll be the first one being like, yay, you know, he got in.
Fourth down by the defender.
Inside gap on the offensive line. They don't
It comes
do
into
it.
play later because later we get in the same scenario and we decide to kick it.
DC
Well, a similar
holds.
scenario. So it's like,
Yeah, okay.
what's going on with that?
Here we go. DC trying to get something going
I
offensively.
think there goes our defense, basically just
Cam Harris.
dominating.
Didn't even have a full honeymoon. She let me come out here and hang out with you guys.
So then that's a special one then. That's a nice.
That's you're going to
pass
see
if
a
you
lot of
will, Ty
remarkable
Scott.
catches in these
His
highlights.
throw being right up and in front
We
and on
were
the face mask of his wide
down
receiver right
2
there.
starting
Now you can run
cornerbacks.
through it, and
You
there's a
know,
little bit of
Tabar
yards
started
after
some
the
games.
catch.
He came back
And we
this
were
week.
talking, Jake, about Ty
Number one
Scott
quarterback,
during the course of the week.
cornerback in the league wasn't playing,
It's really
and they
the
took
best drive
advantage of
the
us.
game for either squad here in the first quarter. It's Cameron Harris again. Nice nifty little move there.
It's a
at the
good
end.
run. Williams doing Williams
into the
things.
Playoffs. And right now,
Hold him to a
DC
punt.
has it to
Here they go,
start the
punting it.
second quarter, and that's dropped out of the backfield. White. That's a lateral ball.
There's us
and
getting
it's
a
still
turnover.
alive. San Antonio has it.
I mean,
Yeah,
definitely a backwards
that's
pass
backwards.
there.
You hear Dean there in the command center.
Definitely a backwards pass.
And talking about where that ball was released.
I mean, great pursuit of the ball by our
think I
defense.
understand
Then what
that
does our
part of
offense
it.
do? We're going to go out here. We're going to run the
Draw
ball
play. Love
down
it.
their throat. Shifty. Shifty John Lovett.
That's why he
Come on.
wanted them to run tail. 43 with matches.
So let's do our first points of the game. Squeak it in there.
Just inside
Santos
that
has been
right
great,
upright.
man, since coming on in the team. I think he's only missed one kick. Oh, this pass killed us. Look at this. Oh,
Along the side
2nd and 10 from his
line,
end
it is
zone.
caught.
That second window, and that's where they get the completion.
that one hurt my soul.
Handoff taken by Zaquandre White.
Can't even be mad at the defense. They did what they had to do.
Darius
Played
Higgins.
great.
Cuts it back.
And you ain't going to stop them every play.
See him get everything blocked up. Beautiful job right there. That's Jared Williams, 62. This is one of those linemen that we talked about being their first start. Also, Lamont
That might have been an
Galliard,
illegal
number
tackle in
53.
NFL. Was that hit
And
drop?
this
I don't
offensive
know.
line has done a nice job to have a new coach just in this week and 2 new starters up front.
They give it to Higgins again. He gets the first down and more.
It's a good run. You can't fault them.
Big third down for Tamu.
Look at this.
Up top.
Look at that.
Got a man
Circus
rolling,
catch.
makes the catch.
Circus catches.
Inside the 10-yard
That's
line.
what got us,
First
circus
and goal,
catches.
Defenders.
Tamu's best pass of the day, there's no doubt about it. In rhythm, good footwork, and that ball
Circus
is just
catches all day long.
perfectly thrown. And now
Longest play by either team, 28 yards to the 2-yard line. Cam Harris, easy. Touchdown.
First and
Defenders.
goal right before halftime. Big run. Brahmas are going to hold them here on this 2-point conversion, get some
Thomas
pressure.
flushed and brought down,
Look at that defense, man. No Nelson doing his thing.
which would give you the yardage, but they decide not to. And they maybe will wish they had.
great pressure right here from this side. Looper, he comes around right up the middle.
In a big matchup right here on Fox. Here's DC trying to
In the
hold
third
on to
quarter,
the lead is Darius Higgins.
San
6'3".
Antonio is trying to keep pace with St. Louis.
Man, look at Ray in the backfield.
Higgins.
But they ran right away
Outside,
from him.
first down.
But he was there.
Coaching
They're
can
lucky
play
they went the
such
other
a
way.
big factor because it's 5 individuals, but quality offensive line play.
It's pretty
is about
crazy.
getting those
DC
5
comes out in the third
individuals
quarter and they just had 3
So
big
much of the
runs
rush
right
comes
back to
second
back.
From their front four.
And then what they do?
As
They
it is
went
right
right away
here.
from it.
Little screen pass.
Good screen.
Underneath. And that's to the backup tight end, Caden Smith.
Good-
but
good
he's
tackle.
not going to get much.
They want to be, they're coming. Why not a little fake over there?
Here comes the pressure, and he gets
Almost
it off.
had it. Good kick.
And through. With a 54-yard field goal. And DC Now up by 6.
Was not a chip shot.
They've given up nothing but a field goal.
Oh, this boy takes a hit right
Brandon
here.
Akers. Big hit again. This is the first game he's
Glad
been
he got
return
it.
guy, and the way he's been beat up, and lowering the wood on that one.
Akers gets just popped.
Pass caught.
Great throw, great
Stevenson.
catch. We needed a whole lot more
Put
of
the
that.
game in the
End
hands
of the
of the
day
front
was
four.
79 yards. Crazy.
And the front four gets there.
Great
Gormley
scramble.
breaks away.
Dorman had a couple of great scrambles for the day.
Here's what you
And
get,
then you see him
George.
slip
You get
right
an
there.
outside rush from the end and
I think
an
I saw
inside rush from the
Kirkland slip
tackle,
3 or
and
4
then you've got
times.
all of a sudden a
Like
little bit of
we
a
were
gap,
wearing
and
our
now
indoor
the quarterback
Alamo Dome
can
turf
escape.
cleats
Not staying in your rush
instead
lanes,
of wearing our
they're
big
gonna have a
cleats.
penalty. It's too
Big wet
difficult to
field
play offense
natural
that
gas
well.
cleats. You
John
know who had their
Lovett.
cleats on though? My boy John
Pumping
Lovett.
him up.
He had the you can't catch
Really
me
good
cleats
job
on.
up front. Watch right here. You're going to get blocks out of the left guard
Can't
and
catch
the
me
left
cleats.
tackle, and then you're able to just get this run play right through that seam. Good vision. Cuts
Good,
behind
good
number
run.
90, Niles Scott.
This is a John Lovett touchdown catch right here.
Already.
Bam.
To the
It was close. They did everything they could do to
sideline.
overturn it.
Touchdown.
Everybody always cries about the refs.
John Lovett
They sure
out of
did
the
try to
backfield,
overturn this pass
and the
for a
running
touchdown,
back
but we got it.
gets the score on the reception.
You want the corner of
9-9
the
ball
tight
game in
end.
the third.
Lovett is the
Typical
wide
Brahmas game.
receiver down there.
Got possession,
Has a
broke the
flat
plane.
control. He's got control. That ball was across the goal
They're trying to say
line.
he bobbled it when he
That's
went
a touchdown,
down, but
San Antonio.
no
What a
bobble.
drive for them.
Big
Great
play in the game to
execution
keep the
on
Brahmas
third
in it.
down. They were able to run the.
They give it to Kirkland. With blockers in front, he gets around the edge and gets it.
nope,
He's
he didn't
starting
get
to
it.
lose
They
it
overturned
before
it.
it
The
hits.
ball started coming out.
Yep. Yeah.
Good job, Matt. Good job. Way to fight.
Yeah, both hands off the
All
ball.
right, so it was
It was a good run, though.
A conversion, but the replay is taking a look at it.
You gotta
Dean
put in the
Blandino
same work
is
as a
saying he doesn't
touchdown
think
and
he
come
held
away
on
with
to
nothing.
it, so it won't count.
You got 15 minutes. You got to go with your best stuff. And here we are in a tight formation, and they're running it to the right.
Look at that.
It's
Bam.
Cam
That
Harris
was a good
doing
run.
it.
And here again, single width, probably running it. Oh, a little bubble screen.
Kiki Cutie.
Ain't going nowhere. You ain't gonna bubble us,
Was
fellas.
out of bounds. And a key third down here, empty backfield for DC.
Positive play though.
Tamu.
Make them pay.
And that first
Legal
step
hard
of the draw
hits.
Play, that left foot slipped a little bit.
Well, our defense is just solid.
Paxton Brooks. 58-yard attempt.
Damn.
And Matthew McCrane is the kicker. He gets it.
What are you gonna do?
ties.
And McCrane continues his quality season. He came into today 10 of
What are you
11,
gonna do? Just drilling it.
long of 58.
Ooh.
And that one was a beautiful kick. Is a bit surprising for a guy that his real calling card is that blitz.
This is Lovett. They need the 41.
Love it.
Love it.
Continuing to dominate.
Gets it.
He's been
Just
outstanding.
came up a little short.
Carry number 18.
We'll get to his
And
stats
give
here in a
him
minute.
11 more.
Offense, they're only going against 3 defenders, so why not block them all up? You got this, you got the center as well, and then you can just run your running back over there and he can pick his hole. So a nice job.
Looks like a Madden running attack right there.
The hands to Lovett. He runs it that way.
And then hit the tight end.
Fourth
in the
and
flat.
two, that
That's
was a
where
third
the
and short.
punch
They
out
stopped
spacing,
us.
That's a little slide route that he wanted.
Ryan Santoso to try to tie the game from 40 yards out. And he
Boom.
does.
7 minutes to go. Tie
There
ball
wasn't
game.
anybody
Shocker. It's
outside.
a Brahmas
Should've
game.
given the ball to the
That's what
tight
we
end
do.
and still be on the field.
Instead, they get the field goal to tie
Oh,
the game.
man, we're
Here's
so
Chris
lucky.
Rowland down the
Santos
sideline, and
saved
he's
that
dangerous.
touchdown right
Still
there.
in bounds. Rowland all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. No flags.
They're going to
We'll see
overturn
if he
this.
stays in. When he's going
Got
up
just enough
and
elbow on him. Look
passing
at that.
the kicker, does he
Oh.
stay in? There's a foot. Oh,
Thank you, White
no,
Line.
it looks like that right
Gave our
foot
defense a
may
chance.
have
I was
just
thinking
been
right
on
here,
the
okay,
line
our defense is
to
going to
the
get back on
tight
the
end
field. Got a
really
chance to stop
effectively.
him. But then we have,
Tamu going up top. He's got a man wide open.
I mean,
and it is caught along the
split
sideline.
second
Building on the
delay on
success
the
of previous
break
series.
to
So
hit
now
him.
You fake in the backfield, and the corner jumps up, bites on that
A little
route.
bit.
And it's
Hills
an
have got
easy
burned a few
completion
times.
out over the top. There's Harmon, who takes a big hit and holds
At least we made him
on.
pay for it. Clean hit. Too bad he didn't drop it.
2 yards on the last play, 3rd and 11.
Look at that circus
Towards the end
catch.
zone, caught.
Circus
Touchdown,
catches, man.
Kelvin Harmon.
Circus catches.
This is a great throw and great concentration. So you've got to be aware of this safety in the back end and the one behind him right back there.
Cornerback's there.
And that safety is the one that's going to close down, and he
Killer.
doesn't get there quick.
All right, enough of that. Enough of that. So our offense struggled. Our defense did great. We only gave up the 18 points. And with that being said, we're going to pop up our Brahma Bullpen Player of the Week. We're going to give it to none other than John Lovett for 2 weeks in a row. 153 yards rushing, 23 attempts, 6.7 yard average, and he had the receiving touchdown. And as you can see from the graphic that the Brahmas social media put out, most rushing yards in the game by one single player. So way to go, John Lovett. Come back later on, episode 41, or excuse me, 42 is the next episode, and we're going to do a preview for the Houston Roughnecks game. But before we go, we're going to get back on our soapbox here. We're going to talk attendance. So the first graphic up here is average attendance for the season put out by State of the Stallions. He's been putting these out every week, so shout out to him. He does a great job covering the Stallions over there. He's one of the 9,000 people in the stadium. The rest of the Stallions, who knows? But St. Louis, obviously 35,000 plus average. DC, 15,000 plus average. Those are the only two teams in the league where I feel like are pulling their weight and meeting expectations. 3 through 8, not meeting expectations. The Brahmas are right there in that category. 12,000, ridiculous. Our average should be over 15,000. We should be number 2 in the league in attendance. We shouldn't be getting outdone by DC. That's all I'm saying. Not that DC's doing bad. I think DC's doing great. That's right where DC was expected to be. But the Brahmas were expected to be the 20,000 range, and St. Louis are doing what we hoped and expected St. Louis to do, right? Everyone else, even worse. Look at Arlington, the team with the worst record in the league, in the 4th place for attendance. Shout out to the DFW area for at least getting fans into the stadiums to watch these games. Michigan, 7,825 is their average. Houston, 7,540. Memphis, 7,340. If you see the attendance just from this past weekend, shocker, right? We're always comparing the leagues. We're seeing who's doing what. Well, the XFL has teams 1, 2, 3, and 4 in attendance. The USFL has teams 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I don't want to hear all this bull crap about, oh, well, because you got St. Louis. Look, even if you take St. Louis out of the metric and say they're the oddball, they're the ones that are just dominating. The other top 3 teams are still XFL also. There's a reason for that. I don't know what the reason is, but USFL people are probably burned from that stupid hub model they lived through for 2 years, and they don't even know that there's games going on in their cities because they think they're still playing in Birmingham or something stupid. But you can see 5,609 this past week for Memphis, 32,000 plus, almost 32,000 for St. Louis. Michigan, 7,400. DC, 14,000. Shout out to St. Louis and DC for keeping the rest of the league afloat. And with that, we're going to end it right there. Come back later on for our preview against Arlington. Will Dormady start? Will they not start him? Are they going to find a quarterback on waiver wires? Who knows what's going on? Are we going to go run Wildcat all day? I don't know. But right now, the last 2 games, our passing game has been the problem. So with that being said, we're going to get out of here, and we're going to end it on a nice horns forward, baby. Let's go, Brahma.